So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another Way of the Hunter video. Now this video is going to be taking a look at the Halloween event for Way of the Hunter. Now I know the Halloween event is a little bit late as there was some issues with a couple of bugs, so the release of this event was delayed, but we're still going to take a look at it as it was a pretty cool event. But taking a look in the patch notes to begin with, and there was something really interesting in this little bit of text here. Update 1.19 also offers a time-limited Halloween event. During the period of 1 week, you can see things like never before in Way of the Hunter. It's our first special event. Expect more of these in the future. So we are going to be seeing more seasonal events and stuff in the future for Way of the Hunter, which is awesome. Now, there was a lot of patch notes for this update, as you can see here. I'm not going to read all the way through them, but there includes things like bug fixes, multiplayer fixes, reload animation fixes, tweaks, all kinds of different things. There was so much in all of these patch notes. It was quite impressive to see this big list come along with this update. And of course the main feature of this update is the Halloween event being added. So what is the Halloween event? Well, to start off with, let's take a look in our trophy lodge here on Nez Perce Valley. You'll notice already there are a lot of pumpkins around both inside and outside the lodge, but the main thing about this event is that the eyes of the animals, whether alive or taxidermied in your lodge, will glow red during this event. And honestly, I think this looks really cool. Now, I know a lot of people were disappointed that there wasn't like special themed animals for the event, but considering this game only released a couple of months ago, I'm impressed that they managed to do any kind of event at all. And yes, as I mentioned, the event is a little bit out of date, but as mentioned, there was a couple of bugs that they wanted to get sorted before they actually pushed this update out for everyone. And I'm still impressed that we got to see some kind of event, even though it was a little bit late. And yeah, it's pretty cool, actually, the glowing eyes, I think, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video, is we're going to be going and hunting some animals during this event at night with these awesome looking glowing eyes. Now, there are going to be a couple of clips to start off with where I was actually playing on the beta branch for this update, and then the rest of the clips are actually going to be from the live game. Now, I tried my absolute best to get some 5 stars for this video, and unfortunately, I just didn't have a lot of 5-star luck this time. I had multiple animals that I had really high hopes for to reach 5-star, including the 4-star adult moose, that unfortunately never made it to 5-star, and that happened multiple times, but I did still manage to get something a little bit special for this video, so that will definitely be included. Now, carrying on to the outside of the lodge, and you'll see even more pumpkins about, and it looks really, really nice. I actually like the pumpkins being everywhere outside the lodges. I think it's a really nice touch, and this is the same over on Nez Perce Valley as well. There are the mounts with the glowing eyes in your trophy lodge. If you have any animals in there, they will have glowing eyes, and of course the pumpkins around the lodge as well. Very, very cool, and yeah, like I said, I'm just impressed that we get to see any kind of event considering the game only released a couple months ago, so I was super happy about this. Now, as I mentioned, first couple of clips are going to be from the beta branch, where I actually decided that I was going to do a little bit of playtesting and see what it was actually like before the event released fully, and this was the first animal I called in with the glowing eyes, a white-tailed doe, and that just looked so cool to me, and immediately I noticed something. I hope you guys can see the whitetail are running with their tails in the air. They are displaying flagging behaviour. Now, that was something that I know the community requested, and they said that they were going to do it. There was no mention of it in the patch notes, so when I actually saw the whitetail flagging as they were running away, and when they were alert, I thought that was really, really cool to see. Completely unexpected and very awesome. Now, this was just a doe, but I actually really enjoyed that whole experience of calling this doe in. I thought it looked super cool with those bright red eyes. And the shot maybe could have been a little bit better, but it did go through heart and into those lungs there, so brought her down nice and quickly. And even in the harvest screen, you'll see they have these red glowing eyes. I think this is a super neat effect, and honestly it makes me excited excited to see what they could do in future with effects like this. Maybe limited edition skins for the event, seeing as they're looking to bring rares out soon. Maybe like rare skins for the events like this. I think that could be pretty awesome. Now this next clip again was from the beta branch on Steam, and you can see we have a pair of Red Fox here. Now there was one male and one female, and I decided there just to take the one that offered a shot, which ended up being a female. And here I did actually only have the 243 as this was on my beta branch account, so I was just using the 243 and trying to make as good shots as possible. Now, there was also a group of mule deer in the back there, and I was just looking to see if there were any individuals I wanted to take out, if there were any obviously really big ones, or any that I could actually end up culling out and just get a bit of a free shot, seeing as I was already in a pretty good position here. And I think it's awesome to see a herd moving through like that, and you just see the flickering red eyes as they're moving. And actually, it was really interesting because yes, it is at night, but the animals were actually quite easy to spot due to them having these really awesome looking glowing eyes. So that made it actually quite fun to hunt at night, and also on the nights where it was clear and you had the moonlight, it was pretty awesome to actually go and hunt at a different time of day, because I don't normally hunt at all at night time during Way of the Hunter, so this was completely different for me and a very cool experience. Now the Red Fox I think look so awesome with these red eyes. That just really suits them, I think. Really beautiful looking animal, and then you have just those red sort of demonic eyes. I thought that was really cool. Now, I did actually manage to get that mule deer as well that I took a shot at. Wasn't the best shot, but I was actually excited to see a mule deer on the ground, and this was the first buck I had killed during this event. And you'll see, the shot wasn't exactly ideal, but it still did just manage to clip long, and this animal didn't actually go very far after the shot, so I was pretty happy about that, because tracking at night was interesting. Even with the hunter sense, it wasn't incredibly easy, because of course, low lighting conditions. Now, I did end up using the torch, but if you were using the torch, then hunter sense didn't show up as well, so that was a little bit interesting. Something else to note is that a couple of animals have had, like, re-textures. Mule deer seem to be one of them. They seem to have different texture to them now, and it actually looks really good. Red deer are another one, and we will take a look at that later in the video, but I was really impressed by how this mule deer looked. I think the fur detail looks a lot better, and that's obviously a really good thing to see. Now here we're going to have another whitetail. This was actually on my normal save game, so I was actually looking to try and take out a cull buck here. And I did call, and the group came towards me, but apparently this didn't count as me calling them in for my cooler perk. But you can see there, really clear display of the whitetail having their tails in the air as they're running away. And that's mainly why I decided to include this clip, because I thought that was a super cool thing to actually see up close. Now, this was an animal that I initially wasn't actually aiming to take. I thought this was a different buck, honestly. And again, you can see the really cool detail there of the eyes. Really not too bad of a shot, but the rack on this guy is not great, but he was a 2-star adult, and I didn't, like I said, mean to actually take him, but once I actually saw him on the ground and saw the antlers, I was actually very pleased that I did take this one out, because yeah, I don't think he would have ever really had a chance at being a 5-star. Now, moving over to Transylvania for this next clip, and I ended up calling in a red deer stag that also needed to be culled from a herd. I ended up with 3 4-star mature red deer and a 4-star mature fallow on Nez Perce during this event. All of them ended up dying and not reaching 5 stars, which was really heartbreaking. It was honestly, almost everything I was finding was just dying before it reached 5 stars. But I had to call in a red deer to see them with these really awesome looking glowing eyes, and that was a really cool moment, having that one turn up so close and managing to get a heart shot on it there and drop it on the spot. Now, when I took a look at the shot, it's not the best shot. It was a little bit too low there. I should have aimed a little bit higher, but you can see the damage was enough to get the heart and both lungs, which is why he dropped there. So I was pretty happy with that. But one thing you'll notice in a moment when I switch over to the overview screen is the difference in the fur. The fur for the red deer is a lot darker, I would say now. It definitely looks a lot different, especially around the face. It's more reds and dark browns rather than the sort of greyish tones that there were before and the light browns. Now, the older stags do still look a bit more grey than this, but this is a mature, and he was obviously not a good quality stag, so I decided to take this one out. But there are still some different looking ones to this. But yeah, I have noticed with the red deer that they do seem to have that brown, more brown coat now as a detail. Now, finally, moving on to the trophy animal that I did manage to bag during this event, and it ended up being a mule deer. Now, I actually have a bit of a story with this. I saw a 5-star mule deer during the day as I was basically scouting around looking for animals. I thought, okay, I'll see about hunting it at night. Went to hunt it at night, found it, and I couldn't get close to it, and the footage wouldn't have been any good really for a video. So I thought, okay, I'll make it daytime, we'll go and we'll hunt some animals, get my cooler up to the 3rd level or 3rd tier so that I can call in the bigger, higher quality bucks, and then I'll call it in at night, and hopefully that'll make for some nice footage. By the time I had killed the last 10 animals that I needed to unlock tier 3 calls, I went back and that mule deer had unfortunately, I believe, either died or turned into a 3-star. Now, I do believe animals can actually regress and become smaller than before. I'm 99% sure I've seen it happen with a moose, greylag, lesser scorp and mule deer now, and possibly a couple of other things as well. But there's no confirmation about that, so that's just a theory that I have, that animals can regress. Anyway, I kept an eye on the herd as there was a 4-star mature in it, and by keeping an eye on the herd, I got lucky enough to actually spot this animal become a 5-star. So, a little bit unfortunate there, losing the first 5-star mature mule deer. Like I said, I am 99% sure that thing became a 3-star the next time I looked at the herd, because suddenly there was a 3-star mature there that wasn't before. But I've got no proper proof to actually be 110% sure. So, like I said, I believe that animals can actually become smaller from what I've seen and lose a star, so they can go from being a 4-star to a 5-star or a 4-star to a 3-star. But until we have like actual definite proof, I'm just going to say that that's just a theory that I'm working with. But I'm convinced I've seen it with multiple animals. But anyway, so we got this mule deer down on the ground and I was super happy with that. Really happy to finally actually get a 5-star for this video. And this is something really cool that's been added with this update. The inspect mode for taking a look at your trophies. Now, you can see here we're doing the inspect mode on the sort of the shot placement, and you can actually see the skeletal system there and the organs, and you can actually change it to remove all of the texture of like the fur and stuff, so you can see just the skeletal system and the organs, which is pretty cool. But if you go over to the overview screen, you'll see that there is also an inspect button, and that does something that is really awesome. And you can see also, he is a 5-star, 89%, 89.35%, so not a huge 5-star, but still a 5-star, so incredibly happy with that. Beautiful looking buck, but like I said, the inspect mode, when you're in the overview screen, gives you a beautiful detailed look at the model in its entirety, basically, with the fur texture on of the animal that you've just shot, and this is an awesome addition. This is fantastic, especially for making thumbnails and stuff, and if you just want a nice look at your trophy. That is such a fantastic addition. I was so incredibly excited to actually see that, and I wanted to actually show that off with a 5-star animal, so I was incredibly happy about that. So we got a 5-star for this video, finally. I spent so many hours tracking and scouting and trying to get some 5-stars, and like I said, this time I just wasn't as lucky. You know, in the, I think it was the previous Way of the Hunter, or one of my previous Way of the Hunter videos, I had 16 5-stars in one video. Obviously there, I got super lucky at, you know, those animals, they ended up making it to 5-star, and I was there at the right time and everything to get them as 5-stars. this time I wasn't so lucky, and that's just how it goes, but I still had a really awesome time during this event. Now, I noticed a bug with the scoring here. You can see it says this mule deer scores 895. Well, the scoring system in this game has everything maxed at 500, so that is obviously a little bit broken, and that is something that I will report. It was a little bit confusing, and I did check, and according to the encyclopedia in-game, they haven't changed the scoring system, because that was my initial thought, was maybe they've overhauled the scoring system and maybe they've changed what animals can actually score to now. But yeah, that's obviously very incorrect. So what this buck would have scored exactly, I'm unsure. But either way, I know he's a 5-star, so he will be being sent straight to the trophy lodge. And as I said, very happy to actually get a 5-star during this event. Now, overall, like I said, not the biggest event. It wasn't like a lot of different things going on, but I actually really liked it. It was a simple, clean event. Yes, it's unfortunate that it was a little bit late, but the challenge of going out to hunt at night to be able to experience the event I thought was a lot of fun. It added a new challenge for me, so I actually really enjoyed that, and I really liked what they did with the red glowing eyes. Surprisingly enough, it actually felt very eerie driving around at night and then just seeing a load of glowing eyes looking at you. Very eerie feeling was my first reaction to it. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm very excited to see what other events we will see in the future. Hopefully we'll see things like event skins or event animals. I'm really hopeful for that in the future, especially once we've had rares added. I think that that could easily be something that then gets included, like I said, making event skins for things like the mule deer or the whitetail for us to go and hunt for different events. So fingers crossed on that front. Really exciting to see. Also really exciting to see all the fixes and everything coming through as well. Once again, super pleased with what they're doing with this game. I am just absolutely loving it, and I had a really fantastic time during this event. That's the thing I really like about this game is, yeah, I didn't get many 5-stars during this event, I just got the 1, but I actually really enjoyed just hunting other things and calling them in. It's always a rewarding feeling. Even that white-tailed doe, yeah, it's a doe, it's not what most people would consider a trophy animal, but I actually enjoyed the experience of calling her in and seeing those glowing eyes getting closer and closer. And because of their behaviour and everything, it just feels a lot cooler. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. But that's going to be it for this video, so thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. It really does absolutely mean the world. Please let me know down in the comments how you found this event and what you thought of it. What kind of events are you hoping for in the future? Anything like that, please let me know. I'll be very interested to hear. But like I said, that is going to be it for this one, so thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.